Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your host, Juneann Lewis with Living Wealthy Always. My co-host, Mr. Jabrae Boy, is not here. He is on vacation with his family, but he'll be back at our another shoot. Look, and you guys know it, we're in 2015. If you're watching this video, you made it. Woo! But look, I'm grateful that we're in 2015. We've got so many things that we plan to do in 2015. And I want to say to you, we want to take this time at Living Wealthy Always, the entire team, and introduce ourselves. So what we'll have is myself telling you a little bit more about who I am. So let's take a look at that. Well, of course, the people that know me and the fans that know me know my name is Juneann Lewis, technically Juneann Marshall Lewis. Okay. 3 children. I am married legally, but is what I have to say. I am from South America. I'm from a country called Guyana, and it used to be called British Guyana, but now it's just called Guyana. But my dad is Barbadian, and he left Barbados and went to South America and met my mom, and of course, the rest is history. But I came to the United States when I was about 15 years old, and of course, a wide-eyed teenager. I watched a lot of movies, and when I came to the United States, I moved to New York, and all my hopes and my dreams was that America would look like what I'd seen in the movies, Gone with the Wind and those types of movies. But of course, when I got here, New York, Brooklyn was nothing like that. The things that I was most disappointed in, the thing actually that I was most disappointed in is the fact that I never got into the entertainment industry the way that I wanted to. And what I would say to everybody out there, if ever you have a dream and a desire, because this happened to me, don't let somebody else dictate that, whether it's your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever. If you're in a relationship, make sure you're in a relationship with somebody who acknowledges your dreams and your desires just as well as you acknowledge theirs as the things that they're desiring to do. That's my thing. I had to make a decision about my marriage because in 1993 I was given the opportunity. We lived in California. My husband was military, and I was acting. I was doing theater acting and small parts in movies. And I did this one particular theater scene. I'd done Lisa Jane, and then I had to do Act of Desperation, another play. And there was a kissing scene, and my husband said that was it. My career was over. I had to make a choice whether or not I wanted to be married or continue in my acting career. Of course, I chose family, but that's my only regret. Even my children say to me today that I should have pursued it. But that's it. And, now the good thing that I see in myself is just as you ask, what is the best thing that's happening to me in my life right now? The fact that I'm given an opportunity to even be on this show, to create Living Wealthy Always, and to host this show. That's definitely something that I'm very pleased about in my life. The things that I look forward for in 2015, that the show, of course, is going to grow. We're going to grow our audience. So those are the things. We're looking to move on in big areas, and that's it. One of the things that I would have to say to anybody out there that wants to get into this industry, do it. If you have a dream and a desire, well, tell that to anybody any day. Regardless of what anybody thinks about what it is you're planning to do, it's about you and what you desire to do. So that would be my advice to anybody. Don't look to see what somebody else is going to say. If you have a dream and a desire, go for it and do it. Look, and the biggest thing is fear. People think about failure and fear. That's nothing. Failure is always a good thing in most situations because you've learned something from it. The motivational speakers that I listen to, Robert Kiyosaki, and even Mr. Donald Trump and Zig Ziglar and those type of guys, those men talk about you going out and doing what it is you have to do. And the fact that the average person is going to build a business 10 times before it's successful, meaning that 9 out of your 10 businesses are not going to be successful, or the things that you plan to do. So look, learn from your mistakes, learn from the things that you have done in your past, use it as a positive and not as a negative. Pull from that. Now you know what not to do. So that's the advice that I would have to give to anyone. The type of person I am, I believe that I'm an entrepreneur, and I know I'm an entrepreneur, and I got that from my dad. My dad has been an entrepreneur all his life. And so I am an entrepreneur. I'm a visionary. I'm the type of person that you put me anywhere and I will seek out what it is that I need to do when I need to do it. So that's generally me of who I am. But that's it. But I wish everyone the best for the coming new year and say, hey, go for it and do what you have to do.
Jabrae James Brayboy. Born in South Carolina, Greenwood, that is. Grew up in Virginia, somewhat. After 18, went to 3 different colleges, played in the NFL, played Arena 1 and Arena 2 football, pro football, if you will, all together, different teams, set records in each league. That's part of my life. But those are the things that made me more hungry, push me more and more to be more successful, to take the risk, to be more edgy. So, after that, modeling, acting, writing, directing, so many things. So many things I can share with you. But I don't like talking about myself all the time. I don't like talking about all of my accomplishments. But I like to share them. Sometimes when other people have had a lot of experiences, sometimes you should listen if you just have a regular 9 to 5, if you just have a regular life where you do things that are not trying to get over that cliff, to get to that other side. You know, take the risk. Because you may learn something, because that's how I learned a whole lot from people who have taken the risk. I listened. I shut up and listened. And that's why I'm sitting here today on Living Wealthy Always with Juneann. I met one individual. That individual connected me to the next individual. Don't burn bridges. Hint. Okay? And that's why I'm sitting here today with you. Yes, I have other shows and other projects going on. Yes, I want to get back into the acting, but I love being executive producer as well as being co-host on other shows as well too. Giving that point of view, developing new, hopefully long-term relationships. That's what it's all about. I have a little boy now. The first 2 years was kind of new to me because for 38 years, it was all about me, like I said before. But it wasn't like when I was coming up. You know, I'm not married, like Juneann said earlier and everything. I have no tenure in a long relationship. I wrote a book called A Man's Sex Drive, never had to ask, never had to beg. And that was about being a bachelor, you know. So by him being in my life, every day is a new day. Every day, that child, those of you who have children out there, niece and nephews or grandparents taking care of someone because you have to take that responsibility up, every day you have an opportunity to wake up. It's a blessed day. I don't care what denomination you are or what your beliefs are. Every day. And we don't talk about that. Every day is the time for you to get in shape, make more money, plan out how you want to do certain business. If you work at a job and you can't stand it, every day, not next year I'm going to leave this job. Every day you can go out and still send out your resume. Prepare it well, okay? Every day, every week. Just like Juneann was saying about the motivational speakers. A lot of them speak of, if you have an idea, there's plenty of ideas in the graveyard that never ever came to fruition. So people always come up with these different ideas. They talk it. They don't know how to really make these things happen. One guy I do respect it, all of you should, Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan was just like me. He played a lot longer than I did in professional sports. But guess what? He had personality, he had energy, perseverance, charm, and he's articulate. And he's well endowed with information. You want to listen to all the different types of point of views because it helps you to communicate with people. There's different ethnicities and races now. So I implore you, please, be a better you. Never settle and be satisfied with what's going on in your life. Keep striving, keep pushing forward, and you'll be successful. Stay hungry, stay very, very assured, and stop talking about it every day that you're going to do it next week or next month or next year. Do it now. Now. Have a happy new year. Living wealthy always.
Last but not least, we've got Mr. Meliek Gaynor. He's the man behind the camera. He's our cameraman and our director as well. So all the different scenes that you see us in, he's the one responsible for that. And look, he wants to share with you about where he's from and tell you a little bit about himself and give some advice as well. So let's take a look at Mr. Meliek Gaynor and see what he has to say.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Meliek Gaynor, and I'm the cameraman behind Living Wealthy Always. Now, you guys don't know me, obviously, because I'm always behind the camera, so you don't get the chance to really see all the things I do, make fun of these guys, tell them cut, they're acting crazy or whatever. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in New York, I moved to Georgia, and I came down here for just to make it. I came here to play football, basketball. I decided not to go that path. And I got really into film because I went to Art Institute of Atlanta. And one of the biggest impacts I would say about going to film school was that I learned that you don't just learn just from reading a book. You have to actually get into it. There's no like, oh, well, let's read how to shoot a short film, or let's just read how, or watch 10 videos of how to do an interview. You actually got to get into the field, and you got to get really in depth in everything that you're doing. You got to be behind the camera, you got to be panning, you got to focus, you got to do everything. And it took me a while to understand that you have to get experience actually from working, not from reading. So I decided one day I'm going to get my camera and I'm going to start shooting, and that's how I got here. I literally met June at the grocery store. I was just talking about how I got my camera, I'm so excited. I'm shooting short films, and that's how I got started. Now, it didn't all start out all great, and I wasn't just shooting stuff right away. I started off from the bottom. I worked my way up to where I am now. I'm the director and I'm the cameraman of this show. And it's gonna elevate from where it started from now. It's gonna start going higher and higher. I got another cameraman, and I got more people that are coming on the way. A little bit deeper into my history, I started out in my childhood. I was homeless, and it was hard to me. That was the hardest part of my life. I never had anything. We changed our life situation, and they turned all the negatives into positive. My dad is a music producer. He's doing very well in his industry, and I decided that this is what I want to do. I didn't want to pursue music. I love sitting behind a camera, and you're like capturing the moment. Every day in that moment, that this footage is always going to exist. Like, it's like whatever I'm thinking at that moment, whoever I was at that moment, I just caught. And I can always keep it, and it's mine, it belongs to me. Just like some people like jewelry and all that stuff. This is my way of expressing myself, and this is what I love to do. And this is why I want to do it. 2015, the reason what I really want to do is I want to elevate my skills by learning under directors that are already established. If I can get Steven Spielberg, if you're watching this, just look at me. I'm doing my thing. I want more, and that's just a part of what a lot of young people my age want. You want more. You want to constantly keep pushing that envelope. Like, I want to succeed, and that's what I really want to do. 2015, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be successful. Thank you, guys. You have a great day. Have a good 2015.
Living wealthy always.
Living wealthy always.
And that's it for now for Living Wealthy Always. See you guys again at our next showing. And remember, living wealthy always is a mindset. Enjoy your 2015. Bye-bye.